and able with my group to come and to be of assistance. Those who are going to the bank to put in some funding into that particular project that we are asking about to adopt the families. I want to thank all those who call to express themselves, those who offer their services to others to be able to bring an element of peace and comfort and gratification in the hearts of those who are less fortunate, because in every society you will find persons who are impoverished, and it is our duty, those who are better firm and standing on our feet, to be able to reach in and to be able to offer assistance. And so, Mr. Speaker, I wish to lend my wholehearted support to this exercise, and I want to thank those social workers and others who come on board willingly, working beyond human call to be able to help us to achieve this goal of identifying those most vulnerable families and individuals in Barbados who at this time are disadvantaged in an even more serious way as a result of the COVID-19, and I want to encourage them, do not forget them, despite we want to take our distance, and that is critical, and I encourage my senior citizens and others, stay away from others visiting unless they come to hand the package and leave again. We don't want them to be fraternizing with them and so on, because they are the most vulnerable. And I want, Mr. Speaker, to thank all persons, the honorable member and leader of the opposition and others who will continue to work with this government to be able to make a change that Barbadians and others can see. It is not COVID-19 that is going to pull us together. It is the natural way that Barbadians reach out and touch others that will change what we are seeing around, to be able to say we are one happy family, and we are going to fulfill our role by making sure that nobody else slips through the cracks, by offering to them whatever is available to keep them stable and to make them feel they too are just as important as anybody else, because somebody is looking out for them and their welfare and that of their children and their seniors. So with those comments, sir, I wish to thank you sincerely for giving me the moment.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The Honourable Member for Christchurch East Central.
Yes, Mr. Chair, let me thank honourable members for their contributions, because at this critical time it's important that we continue to offer hope to the entire population. Just a bit of clarity, sir. The Household Survival Program, sir, as I indicated earlier, will be supported ably by the Household Mitigation Unit, which is already established in the Prime Minister's office. And therefore, we'll be providing some administrative support to that program, and therefore persons whom believe that they fall into that category should provide information, support from the Household Mitigation Unit within the Prime Minister's office. The truth is, sir, as I said, April 1st is the extraordinary times that we're meeting on the first day of the financial year to do supplementaries. Certainly this was not contemplated as part of our process leading into this second year of the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, but we've had to make adjustments to the program, and certainly having met the target of 6% primary surplus at the end yesterday, which, yep, despite having to make those extraordinary provisions with respect to the city member for the city of Bridgetown in terms of preparing the various pieces of infrastructure and the votes for critical healthcare equipment, that we still met the 6% primary surplus target. It demonstrates that clear leadership and vision, sir, can achieve anything. And I want to say to Barbadians that whilst we are in the midst of a clear global pandemic, that the government of Barbados is working with all of the partners to ensure that we can provide a measure of social cohesion for the country. All that is required is for every single Barbadian, sir, to do their part and be responsible for their own actions, because at the end of the day, sir, we are all in this together. And therefore, I want to urge all Barbadians to stay at home and only leave home only if they absolutely have to, sir, because it is critical that we first, as I said, contain the spread of COVID-19 so that we can continue the response in terms of responding to the persons who are certainly most vulnerable, and then thereafter, sir, as I said, be able to ramp up the domestic not just agriculture production, but certainly the domestic stimulus that we hope will be in a position to shield much of Barbados until such time as the world economy can recover. And therefore, it is critical, sir, that all Barbadians who can hear me this morning, this afternoon, that they've listened and respond to the advice of the public health officials, because that is what is going to get us through this very early and important period with respect to the management of the pandemic. We are putting these monies here this morning to be able to respond to those most vulnerable persons in the community. We are making preparations, sir, to ensure that we anticipate if there are to be any disruptions to the international logistics supply chain, that the government will make the appropriate acquisitions to support the supply of food in this country, as well as keeping an eye on the hurricane season, which is going to be not too far away. And so, sir, with those few words, I beg to move that Head 35 stand part.
I beg to second it, sir. The question is, Head 35 stand part. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it.
Mr. Chair, I beg to move that you do no report to His Honour the Speaker the passing of one money resolution in committee.
The question is that I do no report to His Honour the Speaker the passing of one money resolution in the Standing Finance Committee. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it.
The chairman of committees has reported the passing of one money resolution in Standing Finance Committee. Honourable member for Christchurch Central.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this resolution be read the first time.
The question is that the aforementioned resolution be read a first time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this resolution be read a second time.
The question is that the aforementioned resolution be read a second time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this resolution do no pass.
The question is that the aforementioned resolution be no passed. All those honourable members in favour, be agreed? Be agreed to. The question is the aforementioned resolution be agreed to. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it. This resolution stands passed. Honourable Leader, Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, we have come to the end of today's sitting. Mr. Speaker, speaking on adjournment, I would wish to adjourn the chamber on a date to be fixed. I think all members and certainly the entire country is well aware of the fluid nature of the situation that we are presently facing. We would have on the last occasion adjourned for a fixed date, and as you can tell, we had to return to be able to deal with a number of supplementaries and for the proclamation to be read before this House and certainly the other chamber. That said, sir, I suspect that we may have to return to the chamber in the course of the next few weeks, and I therefore would beg to move that this House be adjourned for a date to be fixed.
The question that this honourable chamber be adjourned for a date to be fixed. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands adjourned for a date to be fixed.